Hey girlies, before we dive in, just a quick heads up. The advice, stories and opinions shared on Girl Boss Bible are based on my personal experiences. This podcast is for inspiration and motivation, and I am by no means giving professional advice. So always do what's right for you in your situation. This podcast may contain strong language, some mild adult themes, and a 30-year-old attempting to still be cool. So be warned.
Welcome back to our next episode of Girl Boss Bible. This is the podcast for girls with goals, and we talk everything from classrooms to boardrooms. Today, I've got the lovely Cheryl with me. Welcome, Cheryl.
Thank you, privilege.
Cheryl was my mum's boss and now is just one of the friends of the family and is one of the ultimate girl bosses that I do know in my life, who has climbed all the way up a ladder. So I just think it's really important to cover a few topics today.
Don't pick me too high. I feel like we've gone here now and it's all down.
Hey, look, that's this. Don't worry. Everything's a success. And also, you've got two lovely children as well, two little babies. Oh, how old are they?
Hudson's 3, Willow is 9.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, hate each other.
Do they?
Yeah.
Sounds fun. I bet that's real fun.
It's amazing. It's just an absolute dream.
Well, I'm definitely going to quiz you on that because one thing that stresses me out is having kids and having a career. So I'm super interested in finding about that.
Mm-hmm.
But first, just give me a little bit of a brief overview because I don't really know any of this myself. So, like, how was your school years and like your studies and what did you do?
School was fun. Loved school. Was not academic at all.
Right.
So I wanted to please the teachers, but I wasn't actually interested in any shape or form. And then my like little school unit, I was like so in the middle because there was the cool kids and the clever kids. And I didn't fit in with the clever kids, but I liked their discipline and role modeling. But then I fit in with more the cool kids because they didn't really want to do the work and they didn't do the homework and they weren't really interested. So I was in a complete divide at school of where I didn't sit anywhere.
Yeah.
I was kind of in between the two. Wanted to like please the teachers, but just wasn't into it. I was into PE, something that you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do that. That's what I liked.
Yeah.
I didn't like anything else really.
Yeah, but that's quite cool, really, because I feel like I can understand that as well because like if you're like I think I'm quite a fun gal and like I like to go out and stuff. And
Yeah.
that's probably more my niche. And like I've been chatting about before, like if I had got in with the wrong crowd at school, I would have just ran away with them. No problem.
Yeah.
And I had some really good mates, so that was fine. But yeah, I can see that. I understand how you could feel that way because.
And I think that's what was a good balance though, because I had my fun friends, but I had my clever friends. So it was like the perfect mix.
Yeah.
Because if I would have gone with the clever ones, I probably would have ended up really being isolated because I didn't have the education side. And if I would have just gone with the fun ones, I would have never knuckled down and actually tried to work. So it was a good mix. But what was interesting, I can't remember what year do you do your languages? You do
Like in high school, I think.
yeah, some point in high school, I think it's second year, you can choose what you're doing and your languages. But what they introduced, I don't know if it was just from my year, you could do like hairdressers or building or something practical.
At school?
Yeah, you could put in for that instead of a language. So I never had any interest in language because it was just another thing to learn. So I put in for that, but got declined because if your grades are at a certain level, oh no, you're too clever to do that.
What?
And I was like, no, I prefer to do like a skill.
And now it's like beauticians and aesthetics clinics earning I would have been the millionaire podcaster. Yeah. Well, you wouldn't have been on mine. You'd been on Stephen Bartlett. Yeah. That's funny. But yeah, I think, yeah, it's true though that like, well, if you've got the drive.
Is that like, sorry, great, all right, you have to learn a language. I don't think I've been, and I know people do, but I've never used a language. So even at that young age, I kind of knew, and it was like, sorry now.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. So then what did you do from school? Did you go college or anything?
It's really bad this. So I never really knew what I wanted to do. Probably still don't now. Nearly 40. But so at school I was with a boy and he was going to college. So I was like, oh, I let him pick what I was doing at college.
Oh, what you pick your option?
I got really good GCSEs. My family were like completely shocked. My sister, who went to university, very clever, she always used to do my homework. So when I gave her my GCSE results, she was like, what? Wow, how have you got this? So then I went to college. I think he chose like psychology, sociology, English language, English literature.
They're solid.
So I did 1 year, got like B's and stuff and thought, what on earth am I doing with these qualifications? And my cousin went to beauty school. So I dropped out of that and thought, I'll go there. That's a bit of fun. Spend time with my cousin. Did beauty, passed all that, and then rented a room doing beauty. Right. What I noticed is I'm not really into, like, I don't give a shit how your eyebrows look. I want to get more people in for the money.
Yeah. So you are business minded.
So, yeah, that was a clear indication. Yeah, about the business, not about what I'm trying to achieve and what my skill is.
Yeah.
So then I ended up working at Kendall's.
Kendall, what, in town?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because my mum knew someone there. She's like, I was just like a pass about, oh, she don't want to do that anymore. Do you want to get her a job on the shoe counter?
Yeah.
It's like, I was like the poor relation. Like,
Yeah.
oh, let's get her a job on shoes. Probably only a couple of years. So I did that. And then there was like a concession women's clothing that I ended up being like an assistant manager for. But the company I work for now, my sister's always worked there. She's 15 years older than me. She was quite high up. And she said you could be a call taker, just placing orders for more than you're on now as an assistant manager, plus there's potential to grow. In my head at the time, I wasn't asked about growing. I was living my best life. But I thought, well, it's more money. So that's how I actually started at the company I've been now for 19 years.
Right. 19 years, are you in there?
19 years, 20 years next year.
Right, wow. That's amazing. So this is all like your teenage years, really, when you're working in Kendall's and different bits and not knowing what to do and stuff. So what do you think? Like, I always think this because I feel like even working in retail or doing like other random jobs, you do actually learn stuff. It does set you up in a bit of a way. Do you not think?
I think it does more. Well, I didn't go to university, my sister did. Now we're at the same place. Yeah. Obviously, university serves a place. If you're being a brain surgeon, you're not going to trust someone who goes, I've got a bit of experience.
Yeah.
You know, you need someone to go to university. But for certain topics, I was actually getting the experience face to face, selling, business, planning, you know, what stock I need to buy for what I need to do and what prices I need to sell at to make sure I'm making a profit. That was from like 18. So you get a lot of experience. And I think, oh my God, who was it? Matthew McConaughey. I love him.
He's my favourite.
Podcast. Have you seen his little podcast?
I've not actually watched that.
It is.
I love it.
I just use it for his voice because I go to sleep. But I think he always said, I'd take experienced C over an overeducated A. Yeah. Obviously in certain.
Yeah. But
I like that idea.
In business though.
Yeah. It's the experience that, and I think I was kind of savvy business-wise from a very, very young age without knowing it. I didn't know that I was, but I was doing things where, and even at Kendall's, it was commission-based. So I'm working out, if I want this extra money, I need to sell X amount of shoes. Yeah. Because I don't want the basic pay. I want the additional, which is that sales mindset. Because you have your base and you have your commission, and that's what you work towards. Yeah.
So where does that come from then? Like, because I know I'm mega money motivated. That's why I do everything I do, period. I don't care.
Oh, I've heard by Bentley.
Well, Bentley, that you know, hopefully we'll just, if you can all subscribe, then we can get that soon enough. But like and I'm not afraid to say it. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing. No, is that what's your motivation, or have you got a bit of a mix? I mean, now you've got kids and stuff, so it's a bit of an everything.
Mine has never been money.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. I just like to feel like I've achieved. Like my mum and dad, they're a bit of a mix. My mum is like a people pleaser. She's a hard worker. She had a banged a kid out 4 weeks late. She's in work one night so that my dad could work days. She's always been a grafter, but she's very caring of people. She's very loving and she's very considerate of people. My dad, love him to bits. He had his own building company. He was up at 6 o'clock in the morning. He worked all day outdoors. And then I remember at 9 o'clock at night, like doing his paperwork, working out and everything. Right. And he'd always try, and he won so much business because his ethos was, I'll get the cheapest price, but I'll actually make the most profit. Yeah. Because you see builders, they have like 27 million brew breaks. They finish at 2 o'clock. My dad was there at 7. He didn't finish till 6. He was on it. And I think I'm like a good mix of the both of them, where I've got that kind of work ethic from both. Mm-hmm. I've got the discipline from my dad of always trying to find ways to be better. But the caring side of my mum and that leadership of nurturing people and bringing people along. And I think it felt natural to me. I've not consciously gone, I need to be like this, I need to be like this. Everything's felt very, very natural to me. Because if it would have felt like I had to learn something from school, wouldn't happen because I'm not into learning. Yeah, I know. It's a bit mad actually, because I feel the same way as you. Like, I just feel like I'm like a born leader and I'm this and da. But then when I'm going a bit heady, but when I stepped into a leadership role, like I was like, okay, actually no, there's actually a lot to learn here. Like this is not as easy as I thought. I thought I would just walk into this, look at war, everyone's going to love me, fine. Do you know what I mean? And then actually it's like, whoa, no, okay, everyone doesn't love you. That's strange. What's happening here? Yeah. And now I've got to do all this like different stuff, and there's all these different like ways and methods and blah blah blah. And it's like, I remember when, because I never wanted to manage people.
Right.
I do what I do. I'm a control freak.
Yeah.
I motivate myself, so I don't need the energy off other people. So for about 10 years in the company that I'm in, I didn't manage people and I never had the desire to. And it was presented to me that, you know, you're at a certain level now and it'd be a bit of a blocker if you've not got this experience under your wing, which annoyed me because a lot of my experience was project management. So I'm project managing projects where the people that I'm working with are at a higher level than me. They don't have to do what I say, and I'm making them do what I need them to do, and I'm very successful at it.
Yeah.
Surely that so I was a bit frustrated really when they were like, you need to manage people because it doesn't count.
No, but you kind of do. Like, if you're going to go up, it's going to get there.
And that's what I've realised now, these tick boxes that you have to do and these things. And then, wow, the team that I managed, your mum's team, medical, it was a very niche team. And the characters, I mean, it's still renowned now, that team, as being the most volatile, challenging.
Yeah.
And that was,
It's hard.
it was just, I was like, no, don't want to do it. Like, why is everything so difficult? Why is no one listening to me? But when I started, because I am like a fun person, like I go and chat to everyone. I want to have a laugh. If I'm working, I'm having fun.
Yes.
Like, I'm not coming to work 5 days a week to just be miserable and go, oh, I don't want to get up. So I started by having fun. But then when the serious things come in, I had to take a massive step back, because then it's like I've built a relationship that's not the relationship I should be having.
Yeah.
I need to be in a different position here.
Yeah. This is the thing with me. So I really struggled going from being that bubbly person in the office that like carried everyone energy wise, which I'm still obviously what I do as a leader, but I can't have the same banter with everyone, but I can't. Like, you have to rein certain elements in, and that is less fun for me. Like,
it's not a nice experience. Like, I'm okay telling people, like, you know, I'm not happy with this. I'm fine. Uncomfortable conversations. I feel like I'm good at articulating myself. I feel like I have good empathy and understanding where they're coming from, and I can put myself in their shoes. But because I've tried to go in with a pally, it's harder to then push back to that. And, you know, there was eruptions on the team. And I'd be like, right, you get in the office, and they wouldn't listen to me. And I felt like I had to really go cold with people. It's around set. And that was a massive, massive learn.
Yeah, it is. And it's cool. And you know what? I don't think anyone gives you any help. Like, we get a bit of leadership training, a bit of coaching, and blah, blah, but I just think it's you have to just learn on the job. It's not like, oh, here's the blueprint of how to manage, because everyone's also does it different.
It's so different. I remember quite a young age, they sent me to Munich for an emerging leadership course. And I was probably the lowest one down. And again, these were very educated people and they were in a lot higher roles. But when we were doing these role plays and stuff, actually from all my experiences, I was always being asked to stand up and present my scenario or what's happened. Well, I think a lot of people at my level in my company, the graduates, so they've done that kind of university, come in at the end, and the graduates, I had a graduate on today, like, this is the topic, how do I go about it? And I'm like, bang, bang, bang. And I'm like, no. This person wants to learn, and you've literally just told them exactly what to, and I have to check myself to help people learn. But that's what happens sometimes. Whereas when they go, where did you start? I'm like, you just take orders on the phone, like the actual orders. I'm like, like the bottom level that you come in at. But that way, for me, you're so protected, because someone that's coming very high up, they can be easily blindsided. Let me show you this pie chart. Let me show you what they're doing wrong. They don't know any difference. Someone does that to me, I go, no, that's not how it's done. There's a gap here. This is what you need to do. This is the root of the problem. And it's a different edge that you've got, because no one can blindside you. And then when you're trying to deliver something, more often than not, you're going to succeed, because you've not had to rely on other people to tell you what you should be doing, which is usually what happens at a leadership role. Like, they're presenting their findings, you make the final decision, they go off and do it.
And also, you've touched every area of the business in a sense, and you're not telling anyone to do anything that you've not already done.
My career was not linear, is that the right word? Like, it looks like I'm an ADHD kid, like, it's the same as the whole life. What am I going to do? Do you want to do marketing? Oh yeah, that's good. Do you want to go to medical? Yeah, that sounds good.
So is that what you've done at this job now? All different?
I've done a bit, like, I've probably been everywhere. I've done customer service. I've done selling. I've done marketing. I've done engineering. What else have I done? I'm now in a global role, so that's completely different, because the work ethic is different everywhere. The rules are a bit different, the unspoken rules. So that's a huge learning. But I've kind of pretty much been around everything. I remember when I was still in medical, but I'd given a big project. It was this huge productivity one. I was shitting myself. I had to come back off maternity early, and I thought, oh God, this is like career limiting. I just thought this is not the way I'm doing it. Like, I was so insecure. I'd just come back from maternity anyway. Wow. It was a huge thing, and because so many people had failed, it was such a high profile. And I remember once being in a room and had these tailpipes and everything. I'd never seen any of this. I'd not worked in engineering, and there was an outside company, and there was our technical engineers, and they've got these cylinders, and they're saying these tailpipes don't look right. And there was this short guy, and then the other engineer was like, oh, they don't look the right size. And they're standing and they're measuring his head. And I'm thinking, are they joking here? Like, there's drawings with sizes and the tailpipe. I was so scared to say it. It was so logical. There's the actual product. There's the drawings with measurements. Should we just check they work? And they were literally measuring it off a guy's head. Like, well, I think it should be this height. Because they were engineers, I'm thinking, your missus, don't dare say something because you're going to look stupid. But then after a while, and that's the only thing, I'm so impatient. Yeah. Even though I was so insecure, and my brain was like, shut up, just let them work it out. I was like, it's the wrong size. It's 3 millimeters. Shut up. And then we're like, so little things like that, I feel so insecure. I go in my gut. Then it gives you confidence to just crack back on. Yeah, it is. I've been a bit all over the place. Yeah,
that's so good though. That is good. So if you have you climbed, you obviously climbed the ladder at your job. How many actual promotions would you say you've had to get there?
13 years, 12.
12.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have so what I've noticed is I don't have a career plan. This conversation all of a sudden put me on a lot of, leadership course, etc. And the big thing is where you're going to be in 5 years. I always just like admire people where they're like, I'll be the CEO or I'll be the director of this department. I've never had that drive. I'm not driven by money. I'm not driven by a status. I'm driven by, I have to be challenged. Like, your mum will tell you, I'm 100 miles. I like to be on like the verge of a heart attack. Yeah. At the time. So as soon as I'm like, I've got a grip of this role, I've made the changes, it's working, I'm bored.
Yeah.
So most roles I had like a 2-year lifespan. The only role that I didn't have a 2-year lifespan was managing people, because that took a while.
Took a bit longer.
Yeah, it's had longer to really get around.
Because any changes you implement with people is a 2-year process. Yeah. Minimum. No.
I thought, right, once I get the credibility and the bought into it, when I stepped in, the bonus structure had never moved. So as the pay went up and the targets went on, they were still only getting the same bonus they did 3 years ago. And I was like, this isn't right. And imagine senior management like, oh, geez, it costs us money. And I was like, no, it's not right. This is what motivates her. And everyone was dead happy. But then the next thing, I'd bring a practical business process in. Like, your shit.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything for us. And so you never get that credibility, and then they just trust you. Yeah. You're constantly fighting.
And your boss. Yeah. Going from being a peer to a boss, and you just, it's so difficult. Yeah. It is just the hardest thing.
It is.
It is. So what do you do in interviews then? How do you interview if someone's interviewing you?
If someone's interviewing me?
Yeah.
I overly prepare. Yeah. Because I hate interviews. I know most people hate interviews, but I really get quite ill with interviews. I've got better as I get older, but I don't like not being in control. So you have an idea what they're going to ask you, but you don't know. So I will over prepare, and your mum will tell you this because she used to come to me for interviews. Most people did, because I was like a psychopath for the interview, but I overly prepared. I got myself worked up. In the moment, I would just deliver. I don't know how I did, because the preparation and the over preparation, it wouldn't have been natural. But in the moment, I just kind of let it go. Yeah. And then now I actually don't care. Yeah. So now I'll go in and I just think, what are my 3 proudest moments? And not just what I've achieved, productivity or growth. Where have I grown someone? That's what I actually aspire for. When you get to a certain level, you're not making any impact. It's the people that you're working with. So for me, it's understanding the skill set, understanding the gap. Where can I grow? Where are they more confident? Where do I know they could be, even if they don't know they could be? They're the examples that I really thrive on, because, like I say, you can't make any impact on your own. Yeah. Which years ago, it was me. This is what I can do. This is what I can do for you. It's flipped now. This is what I can create to you. Yeah. I know where we're going. I know where we're going in the strategy and how to get there. And these people are going to do it with my support. Yeah. I always do stupid things. Like, I remember one interview, I wrote just a formal interview. I think there was 3 people, HR, someone else, and me. we're having this, it was, this is where I jumped from like a local grade to a national grade.
Yeah.
And everyone else that was going for it was probably 10 years plus older than me and already at a more senior level.
Right.
So I was like the underdog, definitely not getting it. And I just thought to myself, I'll just make sure that they can't have a conversation with me and tell me why I couldn't get it. That was my only driver. I didn't think about what they had completely shut off. I'll just know that they have to sit in front of me and explain why I didn't get the job. That was the only driver. I did the most stupid. I obviously prepped for the interview, but at the end she was like, "Why are you?" And I just stood up, got the flip chart, wrote my name, and I can't remember what fucking I used. Absolutely nailed it. The woman nearly weed herself. Honestly,
That is a boss bitch move. We're here for that. That is total boss bitch.
it's slightly embarrassing when you actually do it in my head.
That's like the film. That's like Kim K in this new All's Fair.
That's what I felt like in my head. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
When you're physically doing it in a small room with 3 people, don't feel the same. Don't recommend it.
Right. So that's how you interview. And then what do you look for when you interview people?
I have decided in the first 3 seconds.
I am the exact same.
Yeah.
I don't care about skills.
No.
I do to an extent, right? Your CV tells me skills.
Yeah.
But if you've got no chat or you just that to me, I just know straight away.
Yeah. You can tell someone's passion, like if someone's nervous, that's not a bad thing for me.
No.
Because it's important to them. If I can I've got to be able to get on with them. I've got to feel that we could go somewhere together. And trust is a big thing. You know, if I'm taking someone on, or when I go for a job and my manager, I'm not fully equipped for that job. If I was, I wouldn't go for it because I'm going for development. So someone coming into a role I'm offering, they're coming for development.
Yeah.
I need them to trust me because if they don't trust me and if I don't get that vibe that they trust me, we're both failing. Because if they fail, I look bad.
Yeah.
And I don't want to look bad. And I want to help someone else. I've been really, really lucky in my career. Not always had the best bosses, but higher up people have wanted to support me and put me on courses or mentor me. So I've had a lot of support to get to where I am.
Yeah.
Would I be here without it? Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not. No, I don't know. I need to be able to think, do you trust me to share my knowledge and to help you get where you want to be?
Yeah.
You know, I've never been a person where I want to be higher. If I can help you and you have more potential than me, I'll get you to that point. I'm not bothered.
I'm saying, because now I'm in a managerial role, seeing someone succeed is a success. That's you.
Yeah.
You've made them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's the best thing. But what else? What would be like a red flag then? What would be like a big no in interviews?
Not engaged.
Yeah.
Not bothered. Absolutely fixed mindset, hate fixed mindset. I'm all about, I think your mum will tell you, I did this huge presentation once. So I'm like, here's a fixed mindset, here's an open mindset. That's all I want. I can't have people that are so closed off, that are so negative to ideas. Like all the roles that I've been in, there's a problem solver quick. I don't care about shit ideas. I don't care about crazy ideas. And I remember when I first stepped into medical, I'd never been in medical and I had to build a strategy. How would you build a strategy? I did a Dragon's Den. I'm thinking I need the drivers, I need the admin, I need the salespeople, pitch us what we should be doing, let's score it. I need someone that can just be creative and just go with me.
Yeah.
Go with my mad ideas that'll fail.
Yeah.
Go with sensible ideas that are a bit boring. We'll find something in the middle that will smash.
Yeah. And how do you feel about being challenged and stuff like that?
I feel uncomfortable. I don't like it, but I know it's a necessity. I'm comfortable. I'm not comfortable with being challenged. I know I need to be challenged.
Yeah. Taking negative feedback has been my biggest thing that I need to take on.
Because you're not good at it, or
just I'm not used to it.
Yeah.
I'm not used to not doing a good job, really. Like every job I've done, I've been like the best in. And now I've stepped up a level. It's like, okay, now I'm at the bottom and learning again. And like, I've got to take a lot of criticism. And it's got to a point where now I've really starting to embrace it. And like in my one-to-ones with my team, I'm saying to them, you don't leave this room till you give me some negative feedback. What do you mean? I said, I just need you to give me some, because I need to learn to take it.
Yeah. I don't think you'll ever learn from
It's hard.
I don't think you ever learn. No one's ever going to go, oh, I'm glad you've said this about me. You never gonna learn.
Yeah.
You can just flip your mind to go, it's kind of, you need to grow. And I've always said this, like, I was very successful in my career and luckily didn't have many failures at first.
Yeah.
So similar perspective, never do anything wrong. But because of my dad's mindset, he was very much like, if he said this job's going to take, this extension going to take 6 months, if he did it in 6 months, he'd be really disappointed.
Right.
I'm like, you've got the best price, you've got the highest profit, and you've done it in the time. And he was like, I need to work out how to do it better for next time. So actually, I was kind of building myself up for it, because even all my career, when I was kind of golden girl, everyone was praising me. I was going, what could I have done better?
Yeah.
So I was always, not in a bad way.
Yeah.
Like I didn't put myself down.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, let me look at what was so well about this so I know what to do. But actually, is there any loopholes here that I could have improved on? So when you start to get in a higher position where there's more pressure, you have to rely on more people. So more chance of something going wrong.
Yeah.
You're not going to be the expert at everything. More chance of something going wrong because you've got to trust other people. That's naturally going to come next.
That's where being a control freak is also a nightmare, because I also struggle with that. And I've been just doing stuff, and my boss keeps being like, you need to let go. And I'm like, but no, but I just need to do it though. It's just like, but you can't physically do it. And I'm like, I know, but I just want to do it. But
I think that's one area. I remember when I went on one of the emerging leadership courses, and you had to do this full day simulation of being a leader, and they assess everyone. You could send you an email like, make this decision, you've got this snippet of information. It was crazy. I was having phone calls, I had to lock myself in the office. And then when it kind of said like moving from a manager to a leader, and manager has to be, you're in control, you drive, and a leader is very much you develop people, you strategize, you show them the vision. Because I've never really had any skills, I've always relied on other people. So from manager to leader wasn't much of a transition, because I've always had to trust other people. So then sometimes it's stung me in the arse. Yes, I don't know the detail, I don't want to. And I remember the previous role I was in, my manager loved the detail, and I don't.
I'm not asked. If I trust them, I can't. I'm actually all right with once they're doing it.
Yeah.
Crack on. Yeah. But if they're doing it bad, then that's when I'm.
Then you have to step in. But
Yeah.
like the last team I had, they were fucking geniuses. I couldn't do half the stuff that they were doing, but I knew where we needed to go with their brains.
Yeah.
Whereas my manager at the time was like, well, how are they doing this? I'm like, I don't know. I don't really care. This is the result. Yeah. And that was such a challenge. But then I'm just quite honest now with people, like in a positive, nice way. But I'm like, I don't need to know that. You don't need to know that.
Yeah.
Respectfully, if you want to know that, there's my team. Fill your boots.
Yeah.
Ask them.
Right. Well, another question I want to talk about, another topic, which is I just want to know all the ins and outs of this, is having children. So how old are you when you had your first child?
30.
30.
Yeah.
What do we think about that as an age? Was that a good age?
I think that's good age.
Because I am 30 now, and my legs are crossed firmly.
Yeah. I don't think
me out.
it was a good age. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't have plans to have kids young, because I didn't want a career. I enjoyed work. I didn't have a career. I didn't think like I need to be this, and this. I always looked up to my sister like, wow, she's amazing. I didn't have that plan, and I didn't have, and I don't think I ever will, because I don't want to be the same person I am today that I am next year. So I don't know what I want to do next year with next year's person, if you know what I mean. So I've never really put that pressure on a plan. But when I was 25, I found out with my partner the only way that we could have kids was IVF.
Right.
IVF, your chances go the older you get. So we were kind of forced to start younger. So started when I was 25, took 5 years of IVF, but that's where work come in quite strongly. I was doing well before that, but when I started having IVF, I'm a very private person, so I didn't tell anyone. I told my close friends, I said, this is what's happening, don't talk to me, I don't want to talk about it. If I'm not drinking, don't presume I'm pregnant, just leave me. Talk to you, talk to me. That's just how I deal with things. I'm quite closed off.
Don't ask me about it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk unless I come into you.
Yeah.
So I didn't have control over something. And it's kind of the first time that I'd not had control over something in my life. So I had control over work. Like opportunities would come and I thought, that'll distract me. It's something I can do. It's something I can feel good about. That's kind of where my career took off, to be honest.
For yourself,
it took 5 years to live. But when I had Willow, I was planning on having 12 months off, because, to be honest, probably if I would have got pregnant naturally, I probably would have had less off. But because it took so long, I was like, no, I need this 12 months off. I want time. Clinically, I said this was the last time when I was 30 I was going to do it. And if it didn't work, me and my partner were going to elope to Australia and just pretend like we didn't want kids. Yeah. Because everyone knew here the pain. Yeah. So I wanted to start somewhere and go, I'm a businesswoman, I don't want kids, and not have to deal with it. Yeah. And then the final time, it happened.
So it was meant to happen.
It was meant to happen. And I'm glad it did. But it is difficult. But I feel like before I had kids, I thought it was difficult. Now I've got kids, it's just a new difficult. You just have to adapt. So I wouldn't.
But how long did you, so what role was you in when you had Willow?
Oh God, I can't remember. Customer
Was that
productivity? Yeah, it was like
that a high pressure
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
And then how long did you have off? Did you have 12 months?
No, I ended up having 10, I think.
10.
Yes.
So quite a long time.
Yeah, I still have, because I was adamant I was having 12, but it was only because this daunting project that they wanted to come
That
back.
one, yeah.
And I come back for it.
And do you feel like it affected you then? Not at all? Or a bit?
I think because I was thrown into this project, I just got straight back into it. I didn't feel this lag where I needed to catch up.
Yeah.
I had this massive thing to do and there was so much to do that I cracked on with it. And because that was my sole focus, I felt like I could be a bit flexible. So if sometimes I wanted to pick her up from nursery or I wanted to drop her off at nursery, I could manage it.
So work was good.
Work was good.
Yeah.
That's not always been the case.
Right.
Like, there's been times, and especially now. So then I had Willow. Yeah, had Willow then. Had Hudson 3 years ago. That's when I was still a sales manager. So I come back, but previous Hudson was a surprise. So I was actually already looking for jobs before I knew I was pregnant. And then everything, and then everything had to kind of go on the back burner because I found out I was pregnant. But I'd been ready to go out with this managerial role.
Yeah.
And then I think after 2 months of coming back off maternity with Hudson, I got a new job. My mum and dad just stress out. And they're very much like, why are you putting yourself through this? But I just needed something new. If I'm comfortable and feel I'm doing stuff at work, I'm 10 times better person as a friend at home because I feel like I'm happy.
So how long did you have off with Hudson?
Probably 10 months.
10 months again. And then what do you do? Do you go back full time both times?
It was never an option not to. In the role that I was in, I'd have to go for a.
And what are you still doing night feeds at this stage and stuff like that?
So I still gets up 3 times a night now.
Now?
Yeah.
But you're up 3 times a night.
Willow was amazing. She slept through from 6 weeks old. She was your dream baby.
Wow.
Second one.
Nightmare.
No, he still has night terrors. He slapped me in the face. He bit me last night. Like, most of the time I'm covering up bruises. Like, he is hard work.
And is that hard then?
You get used to it.
Yeah.
It's hard. I'd say it's hard for the first 6 months going back in work because you're getting back in your routine. You're not sleeping. So you're not the same. And you're not the same person you were before as well. But on the flip side, you think you've got skills now. Kids.
Yeah.
Your patience has to go through the roof. Your empathy has to go through. Your leadership, your negotiation skills. Fuck me, you could sell anything to anyone. Kids always think like, oh, they're this hindrance. Actually, they make you 10 times more effective in every element of a business role that you'll ever need.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is really cool, actually.
And then I reflect on that now. Like, I have, I work with a lot of data scientists now, so they're very much into the data. They don't like being told what to do, but I'm here to go, this is a business perspective.
Yeah.
It's like,
come on, children.
It's like a nursery.
Yeah.
Like, let me take some skills from my home life now, put them into this meeting with data scientists.
That's amazing. And then on that, do you ever get like the mum guilt that they say though?
Yeah,
that's the one thing that also stresses me out because I know I want to go back to work full time and like, I travel for work and I go here, there and everywhere. And I don't ever want to lose that of me. But then if I've got kids at home, am I going to feel like, oh God, how does that feel?
You will feel it. It's horrible. And then when they start getting older, they will tell you. Like Willow all the time goes, Dad comes to all the sports days, you don't.
Oh no.
Oh, she's terrible.
Yeah.
She doesn't mean it. And like
well, they're just blunt and honest, aren't they?
But then other times I'll go, I'm going to Portugal tomorrow. Do you want anything from Portugal? She go, why going to Portugal? I'm like, working. Well, what do they do in Portugal? Well, this is the type of things. And this is like the things that you'd get there. Oh my God, can you get me that? Kids are fickle.
Yeah.
They're very selfish.
Yeah.
So you take it with a pinch of salt. The way I reassure myself is I'm a role model.
Yeah.
So I'm there for her and I'll do anything for her, but I'm also doing my own thing because we're two separate people. And, you know, in 20 years' time, she's going to fly the nest. She's going to do what she wants. We shouldn't have to feel like we dedicate our lives because men definitely don't.
Yeah,
exactly. Oh my God, you stayed home with your daughter. Yeah. I stayed home with her for like 12 months. Yeah. No one said anything to me, but it's still it's getting better.
No, but it's still massive.
It's still a massive divide. But even my own parents do it. Or isn't it good having Willow when you go?
Isn't it good? I know, having his own child.
What? Well, he travels like in the UK. Yeah. No one ever goes, why aren't you good for having the kids while he goes? No. It's so frustrating.
It is.
You've just got to kind of departmentalize why you're doing it. You're still your own person.
Yeah.
You've still got a family to, you know, she has a good life because of me. Hudson has a good life because of me. It will always be there. Like,
but that role model thing's, I think, the most important.
Yeah.
Because she'll also think, well, I want to go to Portugal like mummy for work, or I want to travel and do these things. So
and it normalizes it. Like my dad didn't even fly. So when I got this role, they were like, do not go for it. You cannot go for this. Like, they're very panicky, restricted.
Yeah.
Like, they would talk me out of anything. I would just be like working in an till, which I also have always wanted to do. That's my dream job. Is it? See how quick I can do the till.
Yeah.
No disrespect to that. But
I'll be only.
I used to play on the microphone when I was a
Yeah.
and things, but
Yeah.
they have never wanted me to go for any role. Every role, stop it now. Stop it. Don't do
Really?
that. So they always kind of go. And when I said I was going for this one, like, oh my God, absolutely not. And then every time I said, I've got this flight to go here. Can you have the dog? Can you have the kids? They love having them, but I get it as well. Unfortunately, as a single mum, I have to rely on people, and it does take a village. You know, I'm not just this super mum.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm traveling, I need the dads to have them, or I need my mum and dad to have the dog and stuff. So I couldn't do it alone.
No. So you've got a good network.
A huge network.
Yeah.
They just like to let me know that they're a network.
Yeah. Well, that's good though. And you do need that, but
yeah.
Well, amazing. So last bit of the pod, we do a boss move of the week. Have you done any boss moves this week?
Do you know what I've done?
What?
This is my little saying, so it won't mean anything to you. I'll explain it. I've done the perfect pivot.
Okay.
So things always go wrong. So I have been tasked by the CEO to provide some information. I've got 2 months to get this critical information to him about lost customers. So I've already got, don't be 5 hours. He wants me to do a survey. So we've done it in 4 countries. I've had to rally these people around, but I set expectations. So I think we'll get really low response rates, but we've got to do it to prove a point.
Yeah.
So I know it's going to take you time, but what we're going to do is I also want you to all phone 100 customers, and we're going to get an AI voice bot as well to do the same calls so we can see the differences.
Wow.
So now I've got to present next week, and I've just presented to the director of digital, which she's expecting some results. I'm like, we've barely got any results. Why? Because no one wants to respond to a survey. Some people respond to an AI voice bot, but most people want to respond to humans who have not got the FTE to do it.
Yeah.
So here's what's next. If you want this information going forward, you need to X, Y, and Z and da-da-da. And she absolutely loved it. But this is what I absolutely love doing. I expect things to go wrong. I never expect things to go perfectly. But I go, they wanted this. We can't get it. How do we do it? It's that control thing, releasing control. They want me to do this and I have no control. Legal, we're putting red tape all over it. Got no control over it. I have control over how to get it in the future. So I'll get the investment to do that. And then they've got the date they want. But do you know, you're just so nervous because you think, we'd have to do something I couldn't do.
I've got the answer. Yeah.
Not got the answer.
Well, you have got an answer. The answer's just not what they wanted to be.
It's like 9 o'clock tonight. I'm pitching it to about 4 people. And I was ready and I was like, I felt dead excited, like I'd nailed it.
Yeah.
And you have that doubt in the mind because actually you've not fit the brief.
Yeah.
I've done it. And then we present it to all the RBU presidents, CEO next week, and they loved it. So,
wow. Well, that's a great boss. Makes mine look a bit shit. Mine was just saved a woman's life on the plane. When I was flying in, this woman, like, bless her, had a bit of a stroke or something. We had to emergency land in Perth. And I just, alerted to attention and saved a life. So that's, that's my boss.
Well, if you worked at my company, you'd get money for that because it was actually someone that did a very similar thing. And we have like a recognition, whether it's personal or, and she'd done a similar thing. And because she worked in home care, she knew how to use the oxygen cylinders. And she'd done a similar thing. And she got like a big award thing and money and took her out for a meal. So
I need an award.
you need to report to your work and say, this is what they do.
Excuse me. And then also, I do have a little gift for you for coming on the pod. It's a Girl Boss pen, which we've got. So that's that.
Love it. Thank you.
Well, Cheryl, it's been amazing. You are amazing. I could actually chat to you for hours, so maybe we'll do a round 2 at some point.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
People want it.
Yeah, because the people will want it. It's been so, so, so good. But yeah, thank you so much. This is Cheryl.
Thank you.
And like, comment, subscribe, and tune in next week for next episode. Bye.
Bye.